everyone. Hope there's someone there. You're very lucky I'm here, because an hour ago I set fire to myself. I couldn't believe it. You know when you've got a candle and it's burnt down a bit and you're trying to light it? It's this deep and the wax is there now. And I put a match in and then it started burning my fingers. I went like, woo! And it landed on my sweatshirt and I wiped it off my sweatshirt. Thought, oh, that's all right. Then I looked down. A minute later, I was in flames. So I quickly bashed it out. Now I've got a great big hole in my sweatshirt. But luckily I'm there. Then there was another disaster before that. So I decided to, dye my eyebrows. I've got this funny sort of stuff you peel on. I put it on. Then I forgot to put it on. And about 3 hours later, I went to the toilet and looked in the mirror. And I screamed because I had these great big black eyebrows. But luckily, I've peeled them off and they're not too freaky. So that's good. So is anyone there? Oh, hi, Julian. Fancy you being there. It's lovely to see you. Because I saw Julian once since he was the model last week. So that was nice. Because the weather's been a bit nicer this week. So I've been able to get out down the front on the prom. Anyone else there? Oh, surely there must be somewhere. Julian's there again. Good. Hi. Oh, Louise. Hi. Oh, hi, John. Oh, everyone's there. All the regulars. Good. Hi, Parinot. Right. So let me tell you about this week's guest. Oh, hi, Pauline. Hi, Maureen. So we've got Athens, we've got Jersey, we've got Thailand, everywhere. Hi, Christopher Milne. Oh, hi, Elaine. This is Murray's sister there. Oh, hi, Vanessa. No, the flames have gone out. So that's something. Yeah, that was a relief. So what was I going to say? Where was I? This week's guest, Murray Chalmers, who I don't know him that well, but I've known him on and off for years, if you know what I mean. You know when you go out, you see him and you have a chat, that kind of friends, you know. I know his sister better than him. But so I'm very much looking forward to finding out all his business. So he used to work. Oh, hi, Davey, you're there, fantastic. Another Scotsman. Dave. Oh, hi, Jenny and Kirsty. Where was I? Yeah, Murray works in that glamorous world of pop star PR. And he's got some fabulous clients, including Susie Sue, the Pet Shop Boys, Yoko Ono, I think Robbie Williams at one point. But I'm going to ask him all about that and find out more. So, with no further ado, live from Scotland, it's Mr. Murray Chalmers.
Hello.
Hi, Murray, how are you?
Hi, Sue, how are you? I'm very well.
Good. I'm glad we can see a bit of your tattoos. You're still a bit, can you just get a little bit further back? Because we can't, your top of your head's cut off. So when they do pictures, it look a bit funny. Perfect.
All right.
That's lovely, yeah. Oh, and we can see your tattoos better as well. I can't see what they
great.
are.
Yeah,
what
sorry,
are they?
It's on my phone, so it's probably not that great. But anyway, hope it's all right.
What are you? You took to tattooing late in life, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm 61, and when I was 59, I thought I would get a tattoo, and by the time I was 60, I was like covered. And then I just kept going.
It's quite enjoyable though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a few of them are painful, like when you get closer to the armpit.
Yeah. I love your can of soup, your Andy Warhol.
Yeah, Andy Warhol, Egon Schiele, David Bowie. That was the first one.
Oh, you're a work of art, you are.
Keith Haring.
Yeah.
Liechtenstein Cat.
Oh, that's Basquiat. Amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh, I'm still waiting I've been waiting for one for ages around my wrist.
Oh, yeah.
The one I want to go to, there's like a 6 months waiting list, and it opens, and of course it locks down again. So goodness knows when I'll get it done.
But yeah, it's really. I've got Tim Noble and Sue Webster. Sue sent me the artwork for "Fucking Beautiful."
Yeah.
So you probably can't see it, but I've got "Fucking Beautiful."
Okay. Oh, amazing! Yeah. My most painful were on top of my foot.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, I haven't got that. Nowhere too painful.
Oh, Matthew Thomas, they are addictive. See, I haven't had one for about.
Oh, the Linda one, yeah.
What, the
Where's Linda?
chocolate?
Oh, there she is.
What? Where? Linda, what is it? I don't understand what it is.
Linda was the cover for the Buzzcocks Orgasm Addict.
Oh, yeah.
And
No,
that's the artwork.
I thought you meant, those chocolate Lindors. I thought you meant you had one of those on your arm.
Yeah. Funny enough, she really likes, I sent her it and she thought it was great.
Yeah, this is marvellous. Right, so you got your. Where did you get them all done in?
I get them done. I live in Fife, and right over the river there, which you can't see, is Dundee. And there's a brilliant tattoo artist called Hugh, Hue, and she's on an MTV program called Just Tattoo of Us.
Oh, yeah.
But she flies down to London, pre-COVID, and does all that program, and then comes back here, and she's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
She's the most glamorous woman in Dundee.
No, is she?
Yeah, I mean, the minute I saw her, I just thought, oh, Christ, there is glamour here.
Well, that's why I moved to the Leonards, because I came here to visit once and I saw lots of people with quirky little bits of clothes on, and I thought, oh, that's quite unusual. So that's why I came here. It's important to have a bit of glamour in life, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I moved here, sorry, everyone, I'll just take my glasses off. I won't be able to read any comments, but yeah, when I moved here, I really missed that, to be honest, because I lived in London for 40 years.
Yeah.
And, like you, I hang around with, a lot of interesting people and stuff. And then I moved back here, which is a lot smaller. And I did miss it. I do miss it, actually.
I know. So I'm lucky. This is nearer to London than you. And I see my friends from London more here than I saw them in London.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving to near you.
Yeah, go on. It's
Everybody's
just
down there.
to get here from London. It's across London, so
Yeah.
So you brought up in Scotland.
So Hugh's in Dundee, and she's a real find. She's just brilliant. Because every time I come up with like a mad idea, she loves it.
Brilliant. It's so good to find someone like that, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Where were you brought up in Scotland then?
Yeah, I was born in a little place called Dunkeld, and then when my mum and dad split up, my mum and I moved to Dundee, which is the biggest city over the river.
Oh, someone wants you to put the glasses back on because they started drawing them.
Oh, okay.
Do they drive you mad with them, or?
No, I don't care. I don't mind.
Yeah, keep them on. Yeah, then you can read the things as well.
Yeah, I must remember not move. Sorry, everyone.
That's right. What I advise people to do, if you haven't done this before, you can take a screenshot. Then if you've got a phone and a computer or whatever, you can listen to the chat while looking at the screenshot you took on your phone.
Oh, so, okay.
It doesn't matter if you move. But some people are more serious about it and like to do it live. So
yeah, I'll try and be zen about it.
Oh, some people are up and down like yo-yos. Don't worry.
Yeah, what were we saying, Dundee?
Yeah. Did Elaine move with you, or just you and your mum?
No, Elaine wasn't born yet.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, that's his sister.
No, so me and my mum went to Dundee, and then I lived there until 1978.
Yeah.
And I was mad, crazy about Susie and the Banshees, like obsessed. And I went down to London one time and to follow the Banshees around, and like a groupie, and I never really came back.
Yeah. And how bizarre! Still working with her now, and you were the biggest fan.
Yeah, I mean, she and I don't work together. Funnily enough, I know it looks like we do, but we're friends. But I don't do her PR. I mean, she's
right.
I did do for a while, but yeah, I don't know how we became friends, because I was like, when I was very young, I had a picture on my wall, and she was like what David Bowie used to be.
Yeah.
When I was a few years younger, and I don't even know how we became friends, but we did, which is kind of occasionally when I'm drunk, if I'm with her, I'll look and think, oh fuck, it's you. But yeah, we don't work together, but we're friends.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Right then, so you were in London. You were touring round after Susie and the Banshees. Then what happened?
Yeah, that week they didn't even have a record deal, and I saw them twice, and Patti Smith twice, and somebody tried to pick me up once. And all of a sudden I thought, oh yeah, London's where where I want to be. You know, music and great clothes and sex. It's a pretty heady combination.
It is. Sex and drugs and rock and roll. What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly. So I think I came home and packed up, and then I moved to the YMCA in Stockwell.
And how was that in the YMCA?
Well, I was the only punk there.
Oh.
It was me and a whole, mainly students who'd come into the country to learn English.
Yeah.
And there was me and a teddy boy and all these students. And
yeah,
the teddy boy obviously didn't talk to me, and the students didn't talk to me. So it was kind of weird.
Yeah. And how long did you stay there for?
I stayed there quite a long time. I remember I bought Hong Kong Garden vinyl, and I got it back to my little cubicle in King George's house in Stockwell, and thought, oh, I don't have a record player. And I used to sit in this miserable little cubicle just looking at the cover of Hong Kong Garden. And, you know, I didn't have any money. I lived there for quite a while.
Because some people, don't they? They can see what a record is by looking at the grooves.
Oh, yeah. In a way,
how clever is that?
Yeah. I mean, they had a TV room in the YMCA, and when Top of the Pops was on, I would go and brave that and kind of watch Top of the Pops. But yeah, I lived there for quite a while, and then I got a job in a textile company, and I was really excited. I thought like Zandra Rhodes would be coming in and choosing fabric, but it wasn't that.
What was it like?
It was pretty low rent. So yeah, that wasn't very interesting. And also I was meant to be an invoice clerk, but I couldn't add up. So, and they found me out eventually.
Yeah. So then what happened?
Well, then I think I discovered like the Railton Road squatting scene and the Ritzy cinema, and I kind of started going out with people, and I ended up going out with someone who eventually made clothes for PX.
Yeah.
And I used to get fabric from my fabric company, like cheap.
Yeah.
And some of the clothes were made from that. And then, so at that time, I kind of got to know more people. You know, I used to go, do you remember that girl? I don't know what her surname was, but Claire with the hair. She had huge, somebody watching will know, but she was one of the early punks. Yeah. So I would go to like a Banshees gig with her, and I just kind of met people. And
isn't it funny that when you're sort of, you go somewhere new, if you're a sort of person, you meet one person, you meet their friends, and you meet their friends, and you kind of know everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I had a few trial runs, you know, I had to come back because my mum got ill, and but then eventually something clicked in London, and I lived in a squat in Clapham, and a really mad squat. Yeah. And through somebody who lived in that squat called Bruno, there's a couple called Susie and Bruno, they were quite well known.
Yeah.
I got a job in the music industry by complete accident.
Best way. And what happened then? What happened to you? What was your job in the music industry?
I got a job with a guy called Alan Edwards, who is still a big PR. At the time, he did the Rolling Stones, Brian Ferry.
Oh, I love.
He gave me a free Dead or Alive 12-inch single, and I was so naive. I said to him, "How much is it?" And he was like, "No, you get it free because it's your job." You know. So I worked on stuff like that, and Ava Cherry, who was a David Bowie person, I think Bowie had an affair with her. Yeah. She came in the office one day, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I like it here," you know.
Yeah, I would as well. Oh, whoever got to live London's early 80s nightlife is blessed. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember when we met, you and I, but obviously I used to go to Dodo's, like Nick Trulock's club.
Oh, and Vaughan's, my lodger.
And Vaughan, of course. And I think you and I met probably through Vaughan or with Vaughan,
Yeah.
because I became friendly with Vaughan. But yeah, I guess it was. I used to go to the Bell. Obviously, was my favourite. You used to go to the Bell, didn't you?
Not very often. It was on a Sunday, wasn't it? Sunday
Yeah,
night. Yeah, I was
that
thinking I
whole
was
body map.
exhausted by then.
Yeah, the whole
I've
body
been there
map
for
crew
the rest
used
of
to
the
go
week.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really great. So we used to go to the Bell and Traffic, and then Dodo's, the Wag. You know, the places that everybody went to.
I know them all, yeah. But the thing was,
Taboo.
what we were saying, we've said this quite a lot of people, is there was only one place to go if you knew certain people
Yeah,
in our, in that gang. So
yeah.
not like there was a vast choice. You only had one each night of the week. There was a different place to go, and everyone went.
Yeah, and do you remember there was I mean, there were a lot of after-hours bars, but I always remember we had a Japanese girl in the squad, and at the end of the night, she would always go, "Are you going to Pink Panther?" And we would always go to Pink Panther, which was a really scuzzy after-hours bar.
Oh, the misbehaviour I got up to in the Pink Panther.
Oh yeah, of course you were there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lee Barry used to go there, didn't he? I think I never saw him, but
He shat on them. There was a picture of Catch a Google on the wall. He ripped it off and shat on it.
wow.
As you do.
Yeah. I mean,
But
the great thing about London then was you didn't need any money. I mean, we lived in a squat, and you would bunk the tube, and you would get in
and the
free.
can of pills was 50p at the Pink Panther.
Yeah, and actually, it's nothing to be proud of. But we used to go around the Bell and nick people's drinks because we were really poor. And so when they were on the dance floor, we would take their drinks.
I was banned from Lasers in Turnpike Lane for doing that.
Oh, really?
Banned for life.
Yeah, Lasers was really good. I loved that.
That was Friday night up Lasers.
Yeah, yeah.
Banned.
The Nashville we used to go to for gigs, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I hope I'm not moving too much. I'm talking so much. I'm not really thinking.
Any questions, anyone? While we're here, right? So let me. You didn't know Liz de Havilland when she worked at EMI, did you?
No.
Oh, she was my model 2 weeks ago, but she probably wasn't called Liz de Havilland then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she worked at EMI.
I mean, I was there from like 85. Yeah, and I was there for 24 years.
Yeah, I think that maybe it was before then she was there. I'm not sure.
Maybe. I mean, the first new band that came along, EMI, that the head of press, because I was junior, said, "Oh, we've got this new band," and it was the Pet Shop Boys. So I kind of learned from doing them because they became big very quickly, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean, they knew much more than me, so they kind of I learned.
Work at Smash Hits, didn't he? So he knew a lot about pop.
Yeah, and I think they just had a really good sense of what they wanted, and I learned a lot from them.
I think, to be honest, there couldn't be a band better that presented themselves than the Pet Shop Boys.
Yeah.
So I love the fact this all these years later, they're still really good friends. They hang out together.
Yeah.
They just do what they want to do, but they seem to have a great life, and they've really got being a pop star down to a T, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I still work with them, and that's like from 85. I don't know how long that is, but it's quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them.
I was thrilled. Neil bought one of my pictures. I was beside myself.
I know he did, because I went to the gallery. I went to the gallery, and they told me that Neil had bought one.
Yeah, no,
that was a great show with your work, and then the Glaswegian artist. I've forgotten his name now, but I bought
Dylan Mead.
Dylan Mead, yeah.
Oh, look, I remembered. Yeah, not as thrilled as Fred from the gallery was.
Yeah,
very excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to that gallery. I love it.
Yeah, when it opens.
Yeah.
So what other groups? I know the world of pop stars. Any exciting little gossip you can tell us about any pop stars that happened while you were at EMI?
Gossip, God.
Things you wouldn't expect to know.
I mean, there's probably loads. I'm trying to think of some. Yoko Ono loves Indian food. I mean, that's not that surprising, but she used to take me to these like Indian buffet restaurants in London.
Well, we did for a $5.
And she would all go to me, you can take as much as you want. And I was like, yeah, thanks.
What did other people do when they saw her in there?
mostly they would leave her alone. I mean, there was one great time, I can't remember where it was, but this guy was looking over and we could hear him going to his girlfriend. I think that's Yoko Ono, that's Yoko Ono. And in the end, she just, when she was going to the toilet, she stopped and she went to him, "It's me."
I like
But
people
normally,
that.
sorry?
Oh, I like people when they do that. Look, play along and be cheery.
Yeah,
Go,
I mean,
yeah,
she's,
I'm too fat, you can't speak to me.
I think when you're that famous, you know, kind of like an iconic person, you're probably don't even realize people are looking at you, maybe. I don't know.
Who did I go out with once? Matt Lucas. And you know, he's really, really recognisable.
Yeah.
I mean, he could hardly walk 2 minutes without people bugging him. I mean, he was really brilliant with it, but I just think, what a life that must be.
Yeah, it must be really weird. Yeah. I mean, I sometimes think that if I'm out, I mean, obviously I live up here now, but when I go to London, if I go for dinner with some of our clients, because I sometimes look at them thinking, wow, you know, I know you.
I
Like I had my birthday party, 60th party in Jay Shiki, and I invited a few people, and I looked around. It was perfect 60th because I looked around and I just thought, this is really great. You know, I love everybody around the table, but also a lot of them I really admire their music, and I felt really lucky. Yeah, it was good.
But they're probably thrilled to know. I told you that I met Amanda, a friend of Julian's from Scotland, and when I said I knew you and you worked for the Courier, he was beside himself. Thrilled he was.
That's funny.
And he was a doctor as well, you know, posh, not like, you know. Right.
Really? Yeah. But he doesn't live here now, right?
Yeah, I think he lives in Dundee, I think.
Oh, God, give me his number. I'm looking for interesting people to be friends with.
So what else? So what else in the PR? Then how did you decide to set up on your own?
Because it was very easy because I was at EMI and EMI was taken over by a company called Terra Firma. They were venture capitalists and they were real arseholes. You know, they would sit in meetings and talk about the clients like they were commodities. And I didn't like that. And I sat in one meeting where they came up with a really stupid idea. I think it was for Kylie to go to an American football match and do something or whatever. I remember thinking it was shit. And I thought at that meeting that I'm going to leave. And I tried to get made redundant because I would have got a lot of money, but they wouldn't make me redundant. So I left. But the good thing is when I left, all the clients came with me. Oh, so I didn't get the money, but I got the future, if you see what I mean. So I took all the clients and set up on my own. You know, you lost and everything. Sorry?
Did you have an office?
No, I got, well, I did, but it was really grand for a beginning because somebody lent me an office in New Bond Street.
Oh, very nice.
And it was literally me, nobody else. And I always remember Brett Anderson from Suede contacted me and he was like, I heard you've set up on your own. And I was like, yeah. And he came to the office and I think he couldn't believe it was just me in this big office in New Bond Street. And he became like my first new client. And then after that, Jigsaw in New Bond Street let us have a very cheap rent at the top of their building. And to get to our office,
place.
Yeah, and you had to go through their stock room. So we had a lot of the clients like coming through their stock room and coming up. So it gave the impression that I was doing really well because we were in New Bond Street, but I didn't have a lot of money then. But it gave that impression. But we're not in New Bond Street now.
Where are you now?
Actually, we're in Marylebone, so we're not exactly slumming it.
That's right, yeah. Because you moved back, you lived in France for a while as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I moved to France with my last partner. And we were there for about 8 years or something. I pretty much moved there, southwest of France. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And, you know, I've had to sell my share of the house to him because he got married. And obviously I couldn't keep it. all my stuff is over there, because of Brexit and COVID and everything. So
Oh,
I
you can't get it.
can't get it back.
Uh,
But yeah, I
Was
did.
it all
Yeah.
right? You were ahead of the times running your business remotely, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was brilliant. I used to leave my office on Friday morning, get the Ryanair from Stansted, jump in my car at Bergerac Airport, and I'd have a glass of rosé in my garden at like 6 o'clock
Brilliant.
in France, and I really felt lucky.
Yeah. So why did you decide to leave London back to Scotland?
It was a combination of things. I was getting a bit fed up of the traveling. I mean, it's getting older, and the traveling every week was getting me down. And it's very beautiful here.
You lived in Walthamstow, didn't you?
Yeah.
What, from Walthamstow to
To here, you would either fly to Dundee
yeah.
or Edinburgh, and then it was a big palaver every Friday and every Sunday, and it cost a lot. And I adopted a cat when my neighbour fell ill, and I had a relationship up here that started. And so there were a number of reasons that I thought one day, I think I'll move back completely.
Yeah.
And in fact, it turned out to be a mistake, but it's not the end of the world.
And sorry, your cat's not well at all. How is your cat?
Oh, she's got terminal cancer. But actually, she's proven them all wrong, because they told me she would probably only live to the end of January.
Yeah.
And she'll probably be in here in a minute biting me and stuff. So she's still
She's
doing well. Yeah, she's great. She doesn't like music though, and she won't let me play, because I love a lot of female vocalists, like Patti Smith or Susie and stuff, and she hates female vocalists, and she won't let me play. Oh, she bites me and jumps up at me, and
I really have never had much to do with cats or any animals of any kind. But I sometimes watch videos of cats, and I find them quite amusing. But I don't think I could cope with one. I couldn't bear to one to touch me. Isn't that pathetic? Oh, did you know Billy Mackenzie?
Yeah, I did, but not that well. I mean, I knew him because Dundee's a small place, but of course I moved away. But I knew him because the Tube TV show. Do you remember that with Jules Holland and Leslie Ash? They came to Scotland to do some filming, and at the time I made clothes for a shop in Edinburgh.
You're very busy, aren't you? All your skills.
Well, this is all. I mean, I've had a long life.
Yeah.
But they filmed my clothes and some of my friends' clothes in Edinburgh, and then they came to Dundee and filmed Billy.
Yeah.
And then he asked me to make him, if you can believe it, it was the 80s, I guess, a jumpsuit, but made of raw silk.
Oh, very nice.
I thought, I'm going to fuck this up. And it's really expensive fabric. And even though I thought it was quite an exciting idea to be making something for a pop star I really admired, I think, I definitely said no to him, but mainly because I thought I wasn't good enough. Aww. So I did know Billy a bit, but we weren't that close.
Yeah, I remember seeing him. He used to be at Heaven sometimes.
Billy?
Yeah, I remember seeing him in there. You saw everyone.
Funny, a girlfriend of mine in London really fancied him, and she came up on the train all the way, apparently to visit me. But the minute I picked her up at the station, she was like, "Can we go to Billy Mackenzie's house?"
Wasn't she fun?
Oh, you haven't come to see me at all. Anyway, she came 500 miles and he wasn't in, and she was really disappointed. And we're walking down the street where he lived, and she saw him over the road, and she literally just left me and ran over, and I never saw her for the next 2 days.
Well, she just sort of stayed around his house and everything.
Yeah.
I've never been that much of a fan of anyone. I couldn't be bothered.
I don't know if I would go 500 miles hoping to meet somebody, but
I'm so lazy. I wouldn't even go 5 minutes probably. Now, I've got a very interesting story that I'm thrilled that I want to ask you all about. Due to have almost set fire to myself earlier.
Yeah.
A few years ago, it was at Christmas, and you put on Facebook, "Heaven, I've just cut my arm." And what I can't bear is people on Facebook who make a reference that something's happening but don't give the details. Oh, you gave every single detail. I was thrilled. I was glued to the story of your cut arm. So could you just perhaps tell us what happened? Because it's a very dramatic story.
Yeah,
I mean, there
was still no movement in
Is there?
No feeling. yeah, I was. I'd finally made my place in Walthamstow feel a bit more homely,
Yeah.
and I bought a painting in an auction in Scotland, uh, quite a cheap painting. And funny enough, the painting was a little bit demonic looking. I mean, I've got rid of it now, but
Not surprised.
but when it arrived, you know, I got it sent from Scotland, and I always remember there was a Chrissy Hynde gig that night, and I had the day off, and I was thinking, I'm just going to hang this painting, and then I'll go to Chrissy's gig. And you know, when you're just feeling happy, you think,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to come back, and my house is looking nice and all that.
Yeah.
And I hung the painting. I'm not a tradesman, and I stood back to check it was level, and it fell off the wall, and the glass smashed, and it severed my artery. And from there, it just went on and got worse and worse, and the blood was unbelievable. And basically, I had these APC jeans on that were falling around my arse, and I ran out into the street, you know, with my jeans hanging around my ankles. I had
Yeah.
nothing on the top because I was doing the DIY, you know, with my shirt off.
Yeah.
And
Oh, very.
I rang my neighbour's doorbell, and I was covered in blood. I literally looked like Charles Manson had been to visit me.
My God, yeah.
And she opened the door, and she didn't recognise me, and she screamed and shut the door in my face. And I collapsed on the pavement.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really bad. I lost a lot of blood.
And what happened? Didn't some other neighbours find you on the pavement or something?
Yeah, I collapsed, and then somebody who was in the street came over, and they went in my house to get something for a tourniquet. And actually, this is really funny, but I'd come to at that point, and they brought this scarf out. And every year, Yoko Ono used to send me a cashmere scarf, really expensive.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, and I went, "Oh no, not the scarf." So they went and got an old rag and then another neighbour who I didn't know put me in his car and drove to Whipps Cross with blood spurting everywhere. And they met us at Whipps Cross with a wheelchair. And I thought that was it.
Because weren't you
art.
going to Scotland on a train or something, weren't you? And you were worried if you were going to get it and what have you or something.
I think when in Whipps Cross, I kept being top of the emergency list, you know, because they thought I would lose my hand.
Oh.
But then whenever there's an accident on the M4, you go to the bottom of the emergency list, and every day I wouldn't get treated.
Yeah.
And eventually I discharged myself, and I rang my doctor. I said, look, if we don't get this hand sorted, I won't have the use of it. And he got me in somewhere, and I got it fixed. And then it was Christmas time, and my sister and she came, and I was discharged, and we got a BA flight up to Scotland, and you know, no tree, no gifts, no food, but I was alive.
Yeah, exactly. Did it go through your head, I might die?
Yeah.
Did your life flash in front of your eyes?
I don't know if you've had that situation, but everything's in slow motion.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, I'll go in the garden because there's a lot of blood, and I don't want my furniture to get covered in blood.
Very sensible.
And I went in the back garden and shouted over the wall to my neighbours, and they went in. And then I looked down, and it happens in little stages. Yeah. But eventually, when my neighbour shut the door in my face, I thought, I'm going to die, you know.
But luckily you didn't.
I didn't.
Now you just mentioned your sister Elaine. Can we just mention what she's doing at the moment?
Yeah, Elaine's doing a really. I mean, probably more people watching this know Elaine than me, and she's still in London. She's a cook, and she's doing a really good initiative called "Put It in Your Bag" to feed people who need food in Hackney. Yeah. And she's kind of got the use of a pub near her, and I think she's got like Tesco and Lidl and various people to give food, and people give donations, and I think maybe people watching this are some of them might give something. And she cooks, and I think one of the good things about it is you just turn up and you get fed, you know.
And she's a fantastic cook as well, so it won't be.
She's a great cook, and I mean, when she puts the menu up, it's not patronizing is the wrong word, but it's not just giving any old crap. It's really good food, you know.
So I don't know if you look on my Facebook or Murray's Facebook or Instagram, we've got the thing, and it's you can do PayPal, put it in your bag.
Put it in your bag, yeah.
Yeah, put it in your bag at gmail.com, isn't it? If you can pay through PayPal, that'd be lovely. But
yeah,
if you
she's doing a really good job.
I know it's hard times for a lot of us.
Yeah. No, I mean she's really seeing what, you know, this government's policy. Well, I mean we all are, but you know, I think she's seen it very close hand of people who haven't got any food. You know, it's really bad. It's very bad up here too. I mean, it's bad everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, and if any of you artists as well want to make a little flyer for put it in your bag, you're very well. She'd like that, wouldn't she? Because she's putting them all up on Instagram.
Yeah, and you've done something. Princess Julia's done something. I think.
Yeah, so if you look at put it in your bag, you could do a little picture as well, and it'll go up there.
Yeah, and her friend Angela has done like a bag and stuff that you can buy. But yeah, it's really good. I think she was just bored at home, you know. I mean, she's furloughed, and she wanted to cook, and I mean, what a great thing to do.
I know. Yeah, because I had I think, what birthdays are there? My 58th birthday, and then when I was redundant from the job centre, my little team, I took them for a leaving dinner there. They were thrilled.
What, in Elaine's restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Yeah. Yeah, I took a lot of. Funny enough, I took Yoko Ono there, and I think Elaine was too shy to come out of the kitchen. And afterwards, Yoko was like, "Why is your sister not coming out?" I think she was too shy.
How old is she now, Yoko Ono?
She's just turned 88 last week.
Oh, isn't she?
Yeah, she's incredible. Yeah.
You know, she's full of life.
Yeah, she's.
Elaine wants to do the pictures. I didn't have to send me a bag.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Yoko. So when she had a record out, when I worked at EMI, I was like, I want to work with her. I want to work with her. And she was used to people knowing all John Lennon stuff. But I said to her, I'm actually a fan of yours. And I guess she was maybe surprised or whatever, but we just got on.
I think I saw her playing once at where Dodo's used to be. Is it downstairs at the Astoria?
Yeah, she did a club called.
My friend Louise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with Louise.
She did crash in Vauxhall at like 4 a.m, but she was it the Cock or Nag Nag Nag? She did one of them.
Yeah.
That must have been
the fact she's game on and do different things.
Yeah, she was really up for it. And I mean, that night, I know like Julia met her that night and stuff. I mean, she hung around for quite a while, but yeah, it was great. Really good. But, you know, you would just say to her in these days, you know, there's this thing in London, Electro and whatever, and there's these great clubs and they really like your record. And she would literally say, let's do it.
How nice.
Yeah.
No pretense.
Dead easy.
Did you ever do PR for Robbie Williams?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, still. Yeah.
Still do it?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm a huge Take That fan.
Oh, yeah. No, it's funny when you were doing the intro and you said he used to work with Robbie Williams. I was thinking, Christ, have we been fired?
I didn't realise you still did.
Yeah, we do. I forgot you were a Take That fan, but yeah.
But Jason, the Disappeared one, was my favourite.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember Mel O'Brien?
Sorry?
Do you remember Mel O'Brien?
Mel, yeah.
Yeah, because her daughter went out with Mark Owen very briefly.
Oh, really?
And me and Mel were far more excited than the daughter was. And then she got us tickets to go backstage to see them. And me and Mel were like mental. And Joss was just really cool and sophisticated.
Because you love pop music, don't you? That's like your thing.
I love pop music.
Yeah. More than kind of indie stuff.
Oh, Phil Moore, he lives around the corner. My favourite bit of jewellery is a crystal key pendant by Yoko Ono.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
I like the story about the blood. I knew that'd be a popular story.
Isn't it incredible, though, that all these years later, like, I don't know how many years it is, 10, there's still no feeling here. I don't think it'll ever come back.
No, it's weird. But
Yeah,
triumph
really weird.
over tragedies, a story I like best.
I always think when the cat bites me, I wish she would bite me here because I wouldn't feel anything, you know.
Has anyone got any other particular questions they'd like to ask? I'll have to wait a few minutes for them to come up now.
Okay.
Any questions? Any comments that anyone would like? Oh, Barry lives in Perth, your fan. Is Perth near?
Is his second name Fairweather?
Don't know.
No. There's somebody who's a Facebook friend called Barry Fairweather.
Oh. What's your favourite pub in Dundee? Do you like Menny's?
Yeah, I want to know how Julian knows all about Dundee. But anyway,
I don't know.
I guess he'll tell us. Yeah, I really love Menny's. Yeah, that's the one that everybody goes to, I think. It's an old, Julian might know better, but I think it's Edwardian. Yeah. And they've still got like the little snugs like on Coronation Street.
Oh, how lovely.
And I think they used to have like a women's only bar until not that long ago. So the women weren't allowed to drink with the men.
So wasn't they were being nice to women? They just wanted to keep them away from the men.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. But you would love it because you go in and it's it really feels like it's of the time, you know.
You've been to that pub, the Lamb in Lamb's Conduit Street. I think it's called the Lamb. That's kind of, isn't it, really old fashioned?
Yeah.
With things and that.
Have you got a load of good pubs in down there?
Yeah, all run by Wayne Shire.
Oh, of course, yeah. He's opened a new one, hasn't he?
Yeah, he runs 2 in Hastings and 1 in Bexhill.
Right.
But there's other lovely pubs as well. Fun, you know. No, what's that about?
What does no mean? Oh, is he from Dundee, maybe?
I don't know.
John Ray lived there. You both should meet. Oh, okay.
Nag, nag, nag. Yoko is amazing.
This is actually my friend Chris, who moved with his husband up the road from here. This is quite a small village.
Yeah.
And, so I was thrilled. I was like, oh Christ, you know, some new people.
Well, I could tell you, in the old town here, someone told me they counted and there were 62 gays.
62.
62 in the old town alone.
I think here we've got like 6.2. You know, the 0.2 is
that's not just the old town, not the rest of Hastings. Now, Vanessa, she's a very nice woman. She wants to know what's the colour of your cat, because she's a bit of a cat lady. She's got tons of cats she's rescued.
Oh, okay. Well, I adopted her, so I didn't name her, but I love her name. She's called Simone, as in, I guess, de Beauvoir.
Very glad.
Says he pretentiously, and she's tortoiseshell. She's a naughty tortie.
Yeah.
She probably won't come in because she doesn't like me talking on the phone. She doesn't like many things, you know.
She sounds a right madam.
Yeah, she's quite a gal, yeah.
So have you always had pets and cats and that?
No, I haven't. I mean, the old lady, there's only 4 houses here. It's down this little path. You wouldn't even know they were here. And she kept being taken into hospital. And eventually I realized that the cat had just been, the family would come once a day and feed the cat, but otherwise she was alone. So I adopted her. And then when the old lady died, the family let me keep her. So otherwise I wouldn't probably have had a cat. I love them, but because I traveled a lot, it was quite difficult, you know. But during lockdown, it's been great. I mean, because I talk to myself now, so at least I can pretend I'm talking to her.
You live by some water? Because I often see pictures of you on your balcony.
Oh yeah, the River Tay's right outside. I mean, I'm nearly in the river. You couldn't be closer, really. At high tide, it's a great noise, you know. Yeah. And in winter, it's when I bought the house, I didn't have any money, and I didn't have a bed. I had to. My bed was a sun lounger, and so I used to come all the way up from London for the weekend just because I thought I've bought this fucking house, I've got to go to it, and I'd lie on a sun lounger, and I'd no TV and no radio. I mean, I didn't have any money. And it was a bit bleak, to be honest. At certain times I thought, oh, Jesus, you know. But now I've got a telly and, you know.
You've gone up in the world.
Fully
You've got
internet
a mobile phone as well.
I've got a mobile too, yeah.
Whoa!
But yeah, it's a good place, you know. I mean, the only thing I don't like about it is that, funnily enough, I think in London, and I think where you are, the kind of creative community, in inverted commas, are very helpful to each other. I mean, I always think that about that old fashion and club gang, that everybody supports each other. And I love that. And to a certain degree, you don't get that here. I don't know why.
Oh, here it's amazing. Anything you want, someone will do it.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I can tell from your posts and
you're
everything.
looking for the most bizarre thing. There's someone who knows how to do that, and
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
help and be really calm. Even like if you're trying to, like sometimes at a road junction, you don't know who to go first. You're sitting here forever because no one wants to go first. They're so kind.
Yeah, I mean, I know you love it. And I mean, I definitely want to come down because I think I would love to live there.
Do you know Jenny Alexander?
Yeah, she lives like 10 minutes from here.
Well, you've got quite a lot of people watching from your way.
Is there?
Well, I don't know. These people pop up and they seem to live.
Oh, yeah. No, it's good. I mean, there are really nice people here, obviously, but I just, it's quite different to London, obviously. You've got to really search them out.
Yeah, oh, not like he just walked down the because it was nice at the weekend. I went and sat on the prom for like a couple of hours. I saw about 20 people I know, and they're all like photographers, film producers. They've all got fancy jobs, and they're just sitting on the front as well on the prom, enjoying the sun and the sea.
Yeah, no, it looks lovely. I'm dying to come down.
Oh, you must come. Well, 21st of June, isn't it? Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if in Scotland we'll be same time or not, but we're probably around then.
Oh no,
definitely. And Donald lives there as well, doesn't he? I mean, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, Donald McKinney's one of your old friends. Wayne, who else?
Alison Owen, I know, obviously, but yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, and as I said, Susie's been here. The Pet Shop Boys have been here to Wayne's pub.
Yeah.
Well, Pet Shop Boys don't live that far away, do they? Really?
No.
Yeah.
So
Newport calling, Graham.
Oh wow, that's my friend Graham, who is one of the really interesting people around here, and he's a real music fan, and he works for the BBC Scotland.
Oh yeah.
And he's a writer, but yeah, he lives about 15 minutes from here.
We haven't got onto your column yet. Your column in the Dundee Courier.
Is that my column? Yeah.
What's you write about Bake Off, don't you?
Yeah, that was a different thing. I mean, I wanted to write, like when I was a kid, I wanted to write. I never thought of doing PR. I didn't even know what PR was. Mm-hmm. But I had to go and work in a factory when I left school just to get money. I couldn't really go to college. So I never became a journalist. And then about 18 months ago, I suddenly thought, maybe longer, I really want to write for the Courier. And the first time, they said no. I mean, why should they say yeah? Because I mean, they don't know if I can write.
Yeah.
So I started a blog and writing about food, and they saw the blog. I mean, this was all planned. It was totally Machiavellian, and they loved the blog. And then they said, "Oh, you should write for us." It took me a couple of months, but I got in there.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it. It's great. It's meant to be
reviews.
Yeah, it was restaurant reviews in the beginning. And of course now there's nowhere to review. So the great thing is that they give a lot of freedom. I mean, I'm really pleased, so I can slag off the Tories. I can, I invariably do that, obviously, like most of us. And as long as you bring in food, but I can talk about like New York, and they're pretty indulgent, I think. I mean, maybe it will end. Maybe their indulgence will stop. But right now, it's all right.
Oh, I know. Went on. How do you know Jane Pollard?
Jane Pollard, yeah, and Ian, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She said to say hello. She wants to watch, but she's got to do something with Jarvis Cocker.
Yeah, I know them, and there's a link to them, and like David, who when we were chatting before we started, who lives next door to me, I think he was their tutor or something. I always forget.
But Goldsmith.
Yeah, I can't remember. No, he wasn't at Goldsmiths, but there's some link anyway to them. But yeah, I love them.
I was surprised that she. Oh, I love them too. I'm working.
Yeah,
with
they're
them
great.
At the moment. That's quite.
I last saw them at Sue Webster at a book launch for her book. I Was a Teenage Banshee.
Yeah.
So all like the Banshees fans were there, and Ian and Jane were there.
Oh, what the goths? Right, we've only got 10 minutes
I haven't
left.
got any hair to be a goth, but yeah, in my head, yeah.
We've only got, yeah, they've been to stay with me and come and visit down here. They love it. I've only got 10 minutes left, everyone. So you could start sending your pictures in if you've done one. That would be lovely. So what you have to do is send them on Facebook Messenger to Isolation Station Hastings. And if we've got time, we'll put some up at the end. Otherwise, we'll put them all up tomorrow. And I'll give a little critique on them all, which is generally, oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's marvellous. Well done.
I thought you were very nice about my one, because when I told you I
Well, do you know
couldn't
what?
draw.
I'll encourage. I think it's horrible to say someone what you've done's horrible, because everyone's drawing. It's what you're seeing in your own head. It's your work, and I think every picture's got value. Oh, but what I keep forgetting to say to everyone, can you make sure you save all your pictures? Because what we're hoping, we're going to have a meeting next week to try and sort it out. After all this, we're going to have an exhibition. And so we'd love to show everyone your original pictures. So make sure you look after them and save them. You could frame them, put your own wall if you like at home. But so try and save them if you can, because then we can have a lovely exhibition, hopefully, down here so everyone can come.
Was this your idea, Sue, to do this?
What, the exhibition? And
Not
this?
with me, no. But the whole thing, this drawing class.
Well, originally Wayne asked me to do art club in his pub, which I did, and it was really successful. It was lovely. But of course, lockdown came, and then Isolation Station came along, and they wanted to put things on. They went, "Will you do it online?" So it was just going to be drawing, and the first week it was me. I just, they drew me. Then I thought it's a bit boring because I can't see what people are doing. So I got all my friends to model, and so we could have a chit chat as well. So it was learning about people, learning about things, and drawing and art at the same time.
It's a really good idea. I loved it last week.
And even though I can't really see the people they're drawing, I give a little thing. People's work's improved so much as we've gone along. You can see how much better they're getting just through practice and doing it. So everyone, if you could draw, oh, you've got 31 pictures. Brilliant, Debbie. Well done. You'll be all right then. You have to put, if you and you can do your neighbours. You see, it's a lovely community where you live.
Actually, Jean. No, they are. I mean, I probably need to qualify and say that I have met some really great people here. Yeah. All I'm saying is that for Dundee, this is Fife, and I'm not making a big distinction, but for Dundee, I think it's a little bit different. But yeah, I've got lovely neighbours.
Yeah, oh, good. So people at home, for practice your drawing, if you could draw, put it in your bag, little picture, that would be lovely, and I can send them to Elaine, or you can send them to me on Facebook, or go on Instagram, whatever. It's all so confusing. I joined a new social media thing this week, Clubhouse. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Oh, it's very bizarre. It's just people chatting on various subjects, but you can't really see their faces. They're just talking. Right. So it's like a radio phone in with just a few people. Oh, I wish. I'm too frightened to ask him.
Have you asked him? No.
No, I'm too scared.
Funnily enough, I spoke to him today and he said, "What are you doing?" And I didn't tell him. I should have done.
Oh, you should have done. He went, "Oh, I'll do it then."
Yeah, I'll tell him tomorrow.
Yeah, go on. If you speak to him every day, say, "Why don't you and Chris do it?" Oh, you're sending a picture tomorrow, Debbie. You've only got 4G. The internet's gone down. Okay. But we'll put them all up tomorrow night or whatever. So
do you get a lot of the same gang every week, and then you get obviously extra people? Yeah.
We always get Hizaru from Japan. She does. You'll love her picture of you. It'll be lovely. Steve Russell Studio. Let me think. Julia usually does one. David Sands. I'm trying to think of my regulars. Maureen from Jersey. Pauline Gibb. She does lovely ones. My friend Karen, but I don't think she's drawing today because she's been to a funeral today. So I know every detail of people's lives, but she might draw it tomorrow. They're lovely. And there's sometimes people pop. Sometimes Donald Urquhart will do one.
Yeah, he did last week, didn't he? He did Julia.
Yeah. Oh, Vanessa. See, Vanessa's a very nice lady I met on here, and she's a psychologist, I think, and she's really kind, and she buys lots of pictures of me and everything. So I've never met her in real life, but I feel like I know her.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah,
everybody kind of slags social media, but thank God we've had it during lockdown. You know, especially if you live by yourself, is a great thing. You know,
yeah. Oh, so he loves your S Express tattoo.
which one is that? I mean, I know S Express, but I'm trying to think what
What
that
tattoo
is.
you got?
I
It's
mean, I
Mark.
haven't got. I didn't ask for that, but maybe they used something. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, yeah, because Mark
Maybe
was model for me as well. Oh, Christopher Mill. No, he's golf. We haven't said goodbye yet, Christopher.
yes,
Yeah,
maybe I
arrange for them to sit and
remember.
do. Tell them as your
Oh,
PR.
petrol.
The most important thing they could ever do, and it will make their album sales triple.
I'll build it into the campaign.
Because I always laugh when I meet them. Because I laugh because when it's once the West End Girls came out,
Hmm.
me and Lee were climbing out of a nightclub window in Soho, but in a basement,
Right.
and they were walking past, and we were really drunk. I was going, "Oh, you're the Pet Shop Boys." I goes, "You're reckon you could be one hit wonders. Your song just sounds like Al Stewart." And now to
What, you
this
said
day,
that?
me, I said it, but I don't remember. So that's okay.
I don't know
Chris
what
told me
they
he'd
said.
never
That
met
S
Lee.
Express. Sorry.
Yeah. Chris told me he never met Lee Bowery. I went, "You have. We attacked you climbing out of a window of a nightclub." Right.
I think the first time I saw Lee, funnily enough, I mean, I mean, obviously you were like best friends, but I went to an ID party when I was quite new to the job, and the
Not the
head of
one at
press said to me,
ICA.
yeah, and she was like, I don't want to go to this, and you go. And I literally didn't know anybody in London yet. And I went and kind of stood against the wall and just thought, wow, this is amazing. And I think that was the one where Lee pissed over the balcony, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or
no, it wasn't over the
yeah.
balcony. There was a band playing, a jazz band, not even a famous band, just a jazz band. He got up on the stage, got his willy out, and started having a wank. But unfortunately, he was so drunk, just started weeing over the whole audience. Because what happened was there was a vodka bar with like bottles of Smirnoff, but
Right.
the people running it just left it. So we all went and just helped ourselves to a bottle of Smirnoff each. And we were just like, lucky. Those
I
were the
remember
days.
it was a great party, and I met loads of people that night who I, kept in like I think Kate Flett and obviously Dylan Jones and
She
people.
lives
It
here.
was really
I
incredible.
ended
Yeah.
up with a policeman in my bedroom.
You woke up with a policeman.
Yes. I went home with a friend of mine, Dave Baby, who's covered in tattoos,
Yeah.
and I'd lost my keys in this drunken stupor. So I smashed the front door down. Then he came back. We just passed out on my bed, so drunk, passed out. And the next thing I was, bang, bang, I looked up. There was a policeman in my room because the neighbours said I'd been broken into because they'd heard all this smash, but it was actually me. And I think I was decorating at the time, and I had to prove I lived there. And I was so drunk, I couldn't even hardly prove I lived there. But anyway, and then in the morning, I got up, and the whole toilet was covered in vomit. I was,
Right.
we were both going, no, we haven't been sick. We haven't been sick. And then Dave Baby was going, oh, it must have been the policeman being sick. I went, yeah. Then I put the shirt on I was wearing, they was all sick in the pocket. That was a nice, cheery story for everyone to
I think
make
you
it
need to
what a
do another
lovely girl
book.
she is.
Yeah, you need to do another book. I mean,
I
everybody
know,
would love it.
I know, shocking my tales. But
I've
I
got
mean,
very happy memories of these times, and with Vaughan and whatever. I mean, such happy memories. It was great that we lived through that.
I know. But I haven't hardly drink now. I haven't even had to drink since Christmas Day. And it's
Wow,
not that
that's
I
good.
myself, I mustn't drink because I drink too much. I think I don't drink. I want to drink, but I just can't. It makes me feel ill.
Right.
How weird is that? But maybe on the 21st of June I will, eh? Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So,
If I come down and go to Wade's
yeah.
pub, you've got to have a drink then.
Katie, have you got any pictures yet? Katie? Katie? Got any pictures?
So have we had people on? I mean, I know people have been on because they've been putting messages, but we've had
I never know how many are on.
no. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know who did that one.
Huh.
Very nice.
That was Melissa Hall.
Who?
Melissa Hall.
Oh, she's new then. That's why I don't recognise her style.
God, I look almost intellectual.
You
And
do?
this is another one. This is Melissa Hall as well.
Wow.
Oh, very
Yeah.
talented. David Sands?
Yep.
Wow,
Dave.
that's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
Who's
that's
that?
nice. Yeah.
Sophie Duncan.
These
Wow.
new people.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh, Sophie Duncan. I know that's
Oh,
Jean's.
I love that.
Oh, who did that?
That's Vanessa Crawford.
Wow,
Oh,
that's great.
your best ever. You've done such a good job. That's brilliant.
And you know what's really
Well
weird?
done.
I was saying I wish I could have Simone in the picture, and now she is. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Bring Susie in that. Oh, that's brilliant. Who's
Oh,
done
wow,
that?
that's pretty tough.
Stella
Oh,
Sevastopoulos.
from Greece. Oh, yeah, she's a lovely artist. That's lovely. Oh,
Wow.
I like. That's unusual. Who's that by?
It's Hersh Namon Dagmar.
Oh, he hasn't been. I love that because I love something unusual like those black lines. You've got lovely blue eyes to match your t-shirt.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, who's that?
Wow.
That's Gail Ritchie, and she says, "Sorry, Murray, I'm rubbish. You don't look like this. Sorry."
Okay, Gail Ritchie is writing about this for the Courier, that paper that I write for. So I guess this will end up in the Courier.
Oh, is she the one who's going to write the little column?
Yeah, she's got a column, and she's
Yeah.
making this one of her
good.
columns. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Good.
Great.
We like.
Well, thank you,
Right,
everyone.
well,
They're very good.
Any final questions from anyone? Any desperate questions you're keen to ask? The time goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, thank you. It was really enjoyable.
Another couple of pictures I'll put up now, so if you give me a minute.
As you might have noticed, Katie's from Scotland as well.
I did recognise that. Yeah, she's from Glasgow. I think
she's. Yeah, you're very clever. Yeah. Yeah,
God, my cat's in the litter tray outside the door. Very glamorous, but I get really excited because she's got a lump in her colon. So every time she does a poo, I'm like, "Oh, thank you." You know.
Oh, dear Murray, I've done that.
Please. Thanks.
Oh, Melissa Hall. Oh, hi, Melissa. Come next. Oh, everyone, I haven't told you I've got next week. Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, this one's Christopher Milne. This one is Christopher Milne.
Oh, lovely.
Right, that's great.
And John Corey.
Lovely. Oh, nice. Well done, John Corey. He's a regular.
Yeah, there's more coming in. I'll put them all up in the gallery and everyone can see them tomorrow.
Can I just tell everyone who's on next week? I'm very excited. And due to that new social media thing I talked about, what's it called? Clubhouse, I bumped into this person in there. So I begged him to do it. And because I was talking to him in real life, he couldn't really say no. So next week's guest is Panty Bliss, who I don't know if you've heard of, but he changed the face of gayness in Ireland, really, because he ran gay bars and was a drag queen, but then he did this speech about being gay and checking yourself. I'm going to put it online so you can see it beforehand. And he's also the brother of one of my dearest friends who was very good friends with Lee Barry, called Lorcan O'Neill. This is his younger brother, Rory O'Neill, and he's our guest next week. But he's not getting his drag to dress up in for pictures because he can't be bothered. I understand completely.
That's really great. You've got him. And funnily enough, I think that speech, the Pet Shop Boys used it in something. I mean, I've got a terrible memory for detail, but it was an incredible speech.
His whole life changed that day.
Yeah,
you know, it was amazing. Like he was, well-known Dublin drag queen, whatever, and then he became like an international spokesman for LGBT rights and everything. And he's ever such good fun as well. He sounds a bit serious, but he's not. He's really good fun.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think people who come from Ireland, I love them because they just talk non-stop. And I love the way they chat. Oh, Justin, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Come next week. Aline, hi, Aline. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Stella. Oh, yeah, look.
That's Chris from up the road.
Oh, yeah.
Pictures of it in my piece in the Courier.
Gail, we're going to put them on my Facebook page tomorrow. But Murray can send them to you. I'll be thrilled. I think people will be thrilled to have their pictures in there.
Yeah, it's a great column that Gail does. So, yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell everyone. I was on South East News last week. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. What was it for?
That's this. So I told you around everyone's really creative. This man goes around people's windows and taking them pictures of them being locked down. Last lockdown is for people looking out, and this one is looking in. But that's just what people are like here. They get these little projects and start doing them.
Yeah, your place looks really good.
Yeah, it's the best place here to live.
And you're a good gardener as well.
I'm not
You're a good
rubbish.
gardener.
It's a rubbish.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Well, you make it look. I pretended I was. And I pretended I was growing vegetables. Basically, I harvested 2 lettuces, 3 radishes, and about 10 broad beans.
Okay.
Everything else got eaten. So this year, I think the only thing that worked really was lettuces.
Right.
Oh, after Simone. Yeah, so
thanks,
this year. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Louise. Oh, you've got loads of pictures from the shows. Great. Well, hopefully, at the end of the year, we'll have a proper exhibition. Real life. You all have to come to Hastings and Leonard's to see it. Or perhaps, to be honest, the Tate Gallery might put it on. I don't think so, but still. So, thank you very much, everyone who's watched.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Murray. We haven't even discussed what you're having for your tea.
Oh, you know what I've got to have? Amazingly, I've got to have 2 pies because I'm writing a column about pies.
Yeah.
So I've had 2 pies for lunch and I've got to have 2 more pies for my dinner. I mean, I'm basically a pie.
I've got a bit quick, so I like to have a quick dinner after this. I've got pasta and Lloyd Grossman sauce. I might put some.
Right, lovely.
I love Lloyd Grossman sauce.
Yeah.
I might put some anchovies in it as well. Well, thank you so much, Murray. That's absolutely lovely. And hopefully tomorrow you'll see all your pictures and be thrilled.
Yeah, thank you for asking me. And
thank you everyone for coming. And come again if you want. That would be lovely to see Rory next week.